Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving headfirst into the wacky, weird, and sometimes downright wild world of city regulations. We're talking about the kind of rules that make you scratch your head and say, wait, they can do that? We're counting down the top 10 US cities with the most dangerous rules. And trust me, you won't believe some of these regulations. From bizarre curfews to unbelievable restrictions, we're uncovering the hidden dangers lurking in plain sight. So buckle up, grab your thinking caps, and get ready to be amazed. And hey, while you're at it, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications. Let's get started. Alright folks, let's kick things off with a topic that's close to all of our hearts: freedom, or in this case, the lack thereof. We're talking about curfews, those rules that dictate when citizens should be tucked away in their beds. You might associate curfews with rebellious teenagers sneaking out, but in some US cities, curfews target everyone from dog walkers to ice cream enthusiasts. First up, we're heading down south, to a place where curfews hit even harder. That's right, we're talking about City and State #1. Picture this. It's a balmy summer night and you're craving ice cream. But hold on, you better check your watch. Because in this town, if you're caught after curfew with ice cream, you could face a fine or jail. Local lawmakers decided late-night ice cream runs were trouble. But wait, there's more. Just wait until you hear about City and State #2. This metropolis enforces a strict curfew. For dogs, that's right Fido, no more late-night fire hydrant visits for you. Stay tuned because we're just getting started on our journey through the weirdest, most dangerous rules these cities have to offer. Okay folks, we've tackled bizarre curfews, but now it's time to dive into the truly strange and unusual. Buckle up as we explore the quirky restrictions that make these cities feel like they're straight out of a wacky sitcom. First up on our quirky adventure is the city of City and State #3. Now this charming little town might seem innocent enough at first glance, but don't let the quaint cafes and friendly locals fool you, because in City and State #3, there's one fashion accessory that's strictly forbidden: suspenders. That's right, those handy-dandy straps that keep your pants up are considered public enemy number 1. Legend has it that back in the day, a particularly mischievous group of suspender-wearing hooligans wreaked havoc on the town, leaving a trail of chaos and dropped trousers in their wake. But hold on, because our next stop on the quirky train takes us to City and State #4, where things get even more interesting. Why? Because in City and State #4, dancing in public is strictly prohibited. That's right folks, no spontaneous street performances, no celebratory jigs, and definitely no impromptu waltzes under the moonlight. Hold on to your hats folks, because we're about to dive headfirst into the world of unbelievable regulations. These are the kinds of rules that make you question everything you thought you knew about logic and common sense. First stop on our journey through the absurd City and State #5, a place where even the simplest of pleasures come with a side of red tape. Now I consider myself a pretty law-abiding citizen, but even I draw the line at City and State #5, his most infamous regulation: no whistling while eating. That's right folks, if you're caught humming a happy tune while enjoying your lunch break in City and State #5, you could be facing the wrath of the whistle police. But wait, we're just getting started. Our next stop takes us to City and State #6, a city that takes its hygiene very, very seriously. In City and State #6, it's illegal to take a bath without proper supervision. You heard me right? No more relaxing soaks in the tub unless you've got a certified bath monitor standing by, ready to intervene at the first sign of trouble. So if you're planning a trip to City and State #6, be sure to pack your rubber ducky and a healthy dose of patience. Chapter 4. Shocking Rules, the Hidden Dangers You Need to Know. We're diving into ridiculous regulations, folks. These rules lurk in city ordinances, waiting to trip up unsuspecting citizens. In City and State #7, mismatched socks are strictly prohibited. You could face a fine or a stern talking to from the fashion police. In City and State #8, it's illegal to move a brick that's been on the ground for over 50 years. Those bricks are historical artifacts. So think again before rearranging bricks in City and State #8. Chapter 5. Dangerous Laws. Are you really safe in these cities? Welcome back, lawbreakers and rule followers alike. We're about to enter a whole new level of crazy as we explore the top 10 US cities with the most dangerous rules. First up, we're heading to City and State #9, a place where self-defense seems to be more of a suggestion than a right. That's right, folks. In city and state number 9, using pepper spray to defend yourself is strictly prohibited. But hold on, because our next stop takes us to city and state number 10, a city that's apparently stuck in a time warp, and not in a good way. In city and state number 10, being a good Samaritan can actually land you in hot water. That's right, folks, in city and state number 10, it's illegal to warn someone about an oncoming speeding car by yelling, "Watch out!" Apparently, the city council decided that yelling is rude, even if it means saving someone from a potentially fatal accident. So, if you see someone about to step into the path of an oncoming vehicle, your best bet is to remain silent. Chapter 6. Stunning regulations. You have to see it to believe it. Hold on to your hats, folks, because the absurdity just keeps on coming. We're about to unveil a new level of unbelievable, a whole new stratosphere of strange in our countdown of the top 10 US cities with the most shocking rules. First up on our tour of the truly bizarre is city and state number 11, a place where even the animal kingdom isn't safe from the long arm of the law. Now, I consider myself an animal lover. But in city and state number 11, there's one furry friend that's persona non grata goldfish. That's right, folks, in city and state number 11, it's illegal to own a goldfish as a pet. But wait, the weirdness doesn't stop there. Our next stop takes us to city and state number 12, a city that's apparently waging a war on, wait for it, ugly faces. You heard me right. In city and state number 12, it's illegal to make an ugly face in public. Apparently, the city council decided that frowning, scowling, or generally looking unpleasant was a threat to public morale. So, if you're having a bad day in city and state number 12, you better slap on a smile. Chapter 7. Questionable Rules, making you question everything. Welcome back to the chaos, my fellow rule-abiding citizens. We're encountering regulations so illogical, they make you wonder if the people who wrote them were playing a game of legislative Mad Libs. In city and state number 13, playing tag is illegal. And in city and state number 14, it's illegal to feed pigeons on your own property. That's right, folks, you could be fined for feeding pigeons in your backyard. Chapter 8. Unbelievable curfews. Are these cities serious? Welcome back, fellow night owls and lovers of freedom. We're diving back into the world of curfews, but this time we're cranking up the crazy to 11. These aren't your average run-of-the-mill teenagers stay off the streets curfews. Our first stop on this journey through the Twilight Zone takes us to city and state #15, a place where even the most mundane activities are subject to the whims of the curfew gods. Now, I love a good game of bingo as much as the next person, but in city and state #15, bingo night just got a whole lot more complicated. That's right, folks, in city and state #15, there's a strict curfew for bingo games. Apparently, the city council decided that the thrill of shouting bingo after 10 p.m. was simply too much excitement for one night. But hold on, because our next stop takes us to city and state #16, a city that's apparently waging a war on, wait for it, whistling. In city and state #16, whistling after dark is strictly prohibited. Apparently, the city council decided that any whistling after sunset was a sign of hooliganism. Chapter 9. Quirky and dangerous restrictions, the worst of both worlds. Welcome back, fellow rule followers, and those of you who are starting to think that maybe, just maybe, anarchy isn't so bad after all. We're exploring the top 10 US cities with the most shocking rules. Our first stop is city and state #17, where public restrooms are scarce. Relieving yourself in public is illegal, and there's only one public restroom in the entire city. Next, in city and state #18, opening an umbrella on a sunny day is prohibited. The city council believes it's disrespectful to the weather gods. Chapter 10. The most stunned, the #1 shocking city rule. And now for the moment you've all been waiting for, the grand finale of ridiculous regulations, the creme de la creme of crazy city ordinances, the #1 most shocking city rule in the United States of America. Drumroll, please. Coming in at #1 on our list is city and state #19, with a law so unbelievably dumbfounding, so mind-bogglingly nonsensical, that it makes all the other rules we've discussed seem perfectly reasonable in comparison. In city and state #19, it is illegal to, wait for it, breathe. Okay, I'm just kidding. But seriously folks, this last rule is a real head-scratcher. In city and state #19, It is illegal to own more than 3 pieces of clothing made of the same fabric. You heard me right. If you're caught with, say, 4 cotton shirts in your dresser drawer, you could be facing a fine, community service, or even a stern talking to from the fabric police. Whatever their reasoning, this baffling law takes the cake for the most shocking city rule on our list. Outrow, stay weird, America. Well, folks, there you have it. The top 10 US cities with the most shocking rules. From bizarre curfews to downright dangerous regulations, we've seen it all. Thanks for watching. If you found this video eye-opening, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell for more groundbreaking revelations. Are you living in one of these cities? Let us know in the comments below. I don't know about you, but I'm starting to think that maybe, just maybe, those city council meetings are a little more interesting than we give them credit for. Stay safe and see you in the next video.